Ruslan.
The internet is going to solve what you're talking about for the person that loves Jesus, wants to get into church, wants to get discipled, and make music from that place. Praise God, that person, that's going to be fine. I'm more thinking about all of the deconstruction, all of the people falling out from the faith, all the people wrestling, and them coming out and leading with Jesus, 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 because it works on TikTok. I'm nervous about that. Like, how is that going to play out in the long term with all of the stuff that's been happening with people?
Man, I'm gonna tell you some real rap too. A lot of stuff people be doing just be trends.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people come up, like when some pop up, and it's like, I'm deconstructed. When people start using words I ain't never heard them use before, I start looking around to see where they got them from. I'm deconstructing my faith. And I'm like, okay, who just said that? Because there's too many people saying this right now. And sometimes, for real, bro, like, it's people that's serious. It's the same way, bro. Like, being one, it's the same way when people die, bro. Like, when people die, they don't nobody, like, these people don't know, like, half of these people that die. But it's the trend. You got to get on the internet. You don't see me jump on the internet and RIP everybody. Like, you don't see me do that. Like, I'm not going to do it. Like, everybody die, they jump on there like that's their first cousin. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, we lost a good one today. And you don't even know nothing about their body of work, their songs, their movies. You ain't know nothing. All you know is everybody about to be putting RIP, so you finna put RIP too, so it look like you fit in. A lot of stuff people be doing be trends, bro. So some people, you ain't gonna be able to save them, like just 100, because they followers. So when everybody jump on the boat and say we deconstructing, or and deconstructing is a good thing. I don't think nothing wrong with a person deconstructing as long as you keep your foundational stuff intact. Like, if you deconstruct all the way down and you knock your whole foundational stuff out, bro, I'm a question if you ever believed it to begin with. Just being 100. Like, cause some you really believe when the foundation is solid, you gonna build on that foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you gonna build on it. Yeah. Like, so if I deconstruct, there should be a part in my mind that is like, oh, you ain't touching it. When you talk about deconstructing a building, like, my family worked in construction my whole life. That's all my granddaddy and them did, demolition. Mm-hmm. When you talk about deconstructing a building and you pull something down, bro, it's one thing that's going to be left on that building when you get finished, bro. The foundation. It's going to be right there. That concrete slab going to still be there. You can knock all the walls down. You can do everything you want to. It's some stuff inside of your deconstruction that you should have in a safe place and say, oh, this can't be touched right here. Yeah. Like, this part right here, this is here to stay. Yep. Now, it's some things that need to be deconstructed in the structural, systematic, the corporation side of westernized American Christianity. Mm-hmm. It's some stuff that need to be dethroned and deconstructed. Mm-hmm. Like, that's just the fact. Yeah. But when you start deconstructing and you deconstruct Jesus right out of everything, it's like, whoa. Come on. Like, hold on. How did we get to that point? Let's sit down and talk, rewind it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't want no, but like, you're going to have moments of doubt. Like, I done had my moments where I done doubted a lot of things, where I done had disbelief, where I done had all of that. Like, I'm not saying nobody can't disbelieve. I'm not saying you can't doubt. But I'm saying when you really believe something, bro, when you really believe it, there should be a part of it that's going to stay intact. But most of this stuff people do, man, they be following trends. Like, it's just like everybody just jump, now everybody deconstructing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then once you finish deconstructing, everybody going to be doing something else.
Do you think the deconstruction thing is a byproduct of a rigid fundamentalist faith to everything? And this is what I mean. When we get into deconstruction, right, you said there are some things that need to be deconstructed against with the Western Christianity. And I would say, yeah, absolutely, right? And I guess for me, my view of Christianity has always been so broad, meaning that I grew up, I wasn't saved at this point, but I grew up Armenian Orthodox. That's how we went to church, right? So we talking the frankincense and myrrh, we talking the bells, like them singing in another language, not understanding the service at all, a lot of reverence, a lot of standing and sitting, lighting candles, right? And I remember early on, Armenians, which is, my dad is Armenian, there was this ethnic pride about like, we were the first Christian nation, right? And then as I kept traveling, I met some of my Ethiopian friends out in Toronto. And guess what they told me? We were the first Christian nation, right? Yeah. And so Armenians and Ethiopia's always got this like, no, we to Christianity. This is before Constantine, this is before Rome, this is before any of this, right? Before Rome became a Christian. That they split early, the first schism, and they split where there's the Armenian church, the Ethiopian church, and they've still been under the same like umbrella of the church. And then of course you had the bigger split schism of the 1050, I think, 1050. And then the Protestant Reformation came 1500, right? And so I think with deconstruction, I feel like everybody's looking at it through the lens of just Protestantism, or even worse, through the lens of just Calvinism. So you just deconstructing everything because your entire faith hinges on a Western Protestant 1,000-point Calvinist view, and then that's why you then go deconstruct Jesus. Well, I'm looking at it like, these Ethiopians been worshiping Jesus way before there was a Roman Catholic church. You know what I mean? They've been independent of that. These Armenians been over here. These Indians been over here, right? Like Thomas took the gospel to India. This thing is so much bigger and broader than everything after Martin Luther and John Calvin and Jonathan Edwards. Like this thing is so much bigger now. So I always push back when I talk to brothers that are like, well, it's just this, white supremacy, Christianity. I'm like, have you ever sat down with an Ethiopian Christian and really heard them out? Yes, they got a different canon, but they believe the same things. We got the same essential beliefs, the same close-handed doctrines. They view the same thing about the Trinity, Jesus, the Bible, the gospel, it's a marriage. It's the same. It's literally the same faith without all the American nationalism on top of it.
But that That comes down to how people think.
Okay. Tell me more.
Because whenever a person tell me nowadays, when they say, man, the church need to be more diverse, I be like, the church is diverse because the church is a universal body.
Come on.
The church ain't just your little congregation with 150 people in there that's all black or all white or all Hispanic. So you could say we want to make our local congregation more diverse. But when you talk about the church being more diverse, the church is a global body. It's diverse already. Yeah. So it's how people think. Like people think small. Some people think small. They don't know how to think and grasp the full picture of what's happening because it hasn't been presented to them that way neither. So sometimes we are trained to think so small that we put everything in a small box and see everything through a small lens. When it comes down to deconstructing, right now I see two things. I see people deconstructing because of Calvinism, and I see people deconstructing because of white supremacy and racism in the church. I was telling my homie JR, JR today, Courtney, Orlando. We had this conversation today, and we were talking about white supremacy and things like that in the church, right? And I told him, I said, let me tell you one of the reasons why it didn't affect me as hard as it did some people. Now, I was still hurt in a lot of ways, but I said, let me tell you why it didn't affect me as hard as it did some people. I said, because I always knew it was wrong. I always had a proper understanding of what the church was supposed to be from reading and learning and studying on my own. I said, so a lot of stuff that people saying now, I'm like, if you look, a lot of stuff people say right now, I've been saying since 2012. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like 2011. I've been saying this stuff like when the whole wave came of everybody, which I was glad in the sense everybody, you make everything trendy to some point. But when people start speaking about issues, I was glad because I'm like, man, I've been saying this by myself since 2009.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, we had a song on the Breaks project in 2008, and the hook was referencing police brutality. You know what I mean? In 2008,
people like us, we've been thinking these issues. Like I've been talking to you for years in private.
Right.
We've been thinking through certain things and asking certain questions, and so I think the people that are deconstructing right now because of Calvin, like, bro, I ain't never been a Calvinist. I always stood alone amongst the people I was around. I'm like, I'm cool. Y'all can believe that. You can believe what you want to believe. Like, I ain't never been no Calvinist. Like, I believe some of the same things they do about certain stuff.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? but it's other stuff that they believe that I don't. But in order for me to believe those things, I don't got to call myself a Calvinist because it's the scriptures.
Come on.
So I don't got to go and say I'm a Calvinist because I believe this about predestination or that. No, I'm a Christian. That's what the Bible say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When I put terms on it, I know why people go to terms, because terms help you identify your tribe. You know what I'm saying? But when I put terms on certain things, it also separates me from other people. Yeah. So I never felt the need to be like, I'm a Calvinist, or I'm a this, or I'm a that. In my local context, in the global context, that's never been my thing. You know what I'm saying? So for the people deconstructing because of that, I'm glad they at that point. But it's like, don't throw Jesus out with Calvin. You know what I'm saying? And for the people that's deconstructing about because of race, I'm glad you at a point where you understand and like, this is not right. But don't throw Jesus out with it. I'm one of them people that believe, bro, it's some stuff that need to be tore down. Like, and if you want to turn it's some stuff need to be tore down that's wrong. I'm with you. Like, we could turn it down. Long as you're not throwing Jesus out the window with it.
Yeah, and cool. Language you use, as long as you don't become an enemy of the gospel.
As long as you don't become an enemy. You cool.
Kingstream Entertainment. Ruslan.
Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. This was a long one. This was a doozy. There's some links in the description of some free resources that you can check out. And there's these videos over here with other videos that are recommended from me and YouTube to you. If you want to go the extra mile and really help videos like this happen in person, I was trying to do this in person with Dizzle. Sign up for our Patreon community. By far the illest way to partner with us here.